Hello everyone, I am Golden Yashwini from Rogni College of Engineering and Technology, Kanyakumari district. I am here to present direct and preventive control. So, completion of this video, students will be able to understand and they can also explain why direct control is necessary, and they can also explain why preventive control is important in organization and what are the factors are influencing the direct control. First of all, we need to know what do you mean by motivation. So, according to Edwin B. Filippo, motivation is the process of attempting to influence others to do your will through the possibilities of reward. So, motivation is nothing but the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goals-oriented behaviors. So, next one is direct control. So before we need to know what is meant by direct and preventive control, right? So managers are ultimately responsible for the appropriate use and control of the funds entrusted to them. So managers use different approaches to control the fund and resources allocated to them for producing maximum results. From the viewpoint of approach to the management, controlling processes can be grouped into two broad categories. What are the direct control and preventive control? First, direct control. So, direct control, also termed as detective control, is an attempt to detect undesirable acts that have occurred. So, the cause of unsatisfactory result is traced out and persons responsible are identified, then they are advised to correct their practices. So, direct control involves comparing output with the standards or plans in terms of specific parameters like time, cost, quantity, and quality. Find out undesirable deviations of the employee's performance and then correcting their performance and achieve the organization goals are called direct control. They provide evidence after the fact that a loss or error has occurred but do not prevent them from occurring. So, direct control may be further classified into two types: partial control and overall control. So, this is for basics. So, partial control is designed for specific things like policies, wages or salaries, cash cost, capital expenditure, etc. So, overall controls are designed to measure the success of organization as a whole against organization objectives. So, most of the controls discussed so far, such as human resource control, market control, cost control, quality control, inventory control, variance analysis, etc. So, these are comes under the direct control. So what are the factors? Some factors influencing the direct control. We are going to see what are the factors. So first one is uncertainty, then second one is lack of knowledge and experience, third one is lack of communication, then last one is lack of coordination. So first of all, we need to know what is meant by uncertainty. So in every business enterprise, all managerial activities contain risk, facts, and uncertainty. So, compared to risk and facts, compared to risk and facts, uncertainty is an important element. Okay, so uncertainty creates the negative deviation in the performance, and the manager caused by unforeseeable events. So, features cannot be predicted accurately. So, in this situation, direct control is not effective. Lack of knowledge and experience. So, in every organization, managerial position is an important device to attain their goals. So, inexperienced and trained managers are unable to control process effectively. So, qualified experienced persons should be appointed as a manager for effective direct control. Then the third one is lack of communication. So it is the communication gap between different units in the enterprises which affect the managerial activities. It also affect the direct control. This is lack of communication. Okay, in this we have some steps. What effective steps are there for direct control? So success of direct control in an organization depends upon some factors. What are the factors? We can say performance measurement, effectively time utilization, discovering the error on time, then employee participation, and effective coordination. Okay, these or some effective steps for direct control. Okay, so first one is performance measurement. So in every enterprise, some standards can be fixed. Input, output, price, cost, time, and quality are subject to numerous standards. If there is any deviation from standards, skilled managers find out the deviation and correct it. Technical skill, creativity skill, and problem solving skills are useful to measure the performance of the each employees. So effective manager is able to locate the poor performance area to control it effectively so that it is possible to minimize the cost. Then the second one is effectively time utilization. So generally managers conduct various inquiries and meetings and they consume more time. So the effective utilization of time increases the effective control. Then the third one is discovering the errors on time. So generally errors have taken place in the major areas such as cash, inventories, production, etc. So the able managers can find out the mistakes in correct time and take necessary steps to correct the mistakes. So the feed forward techniques is used for effective control. Then the fourth one is employee participation. So the involvement of employees in all activities of the organization leads to effective control. Then the last one is effective coordination. So effective coordination. Increased coordination of all unit or increased the effective management. Okay, so effective coordination leads to effective control. So preventive control. So preventive control attempt to prevent undesirable undesirable acts from occurring. So they are proactive control designed to prevent a loss, error, or omission. An efficient manager applies the skills in a managerial philosophy to eliminate undesirable activities, which are the reason for poor management. It is called preventive control. Some examples what are that? Separation of duties, proper authorization, adequate documentation, physical security over cash, and other assets. So quiz question for who are listening this video. According to Dash, leadership is essentially a continuous process of influencing behavior. A leader breathes life into a group and motivates it towards goals. The lukewarm desires for achievement are transformed into a burning passion for accomplishment. Okay, the first option is Taylor, second Maslow, then third Terry, then Tenbaum et al. So find out whose statement is that. Then the second one is state the stage at which the preventive control takes place. The first one is input, second one is output, then the third one is process, then the fourth one is none of the above. Find out the answer. Thanks for listening this session.